Hello, I'm the Anime Viewer 66, and today we're going to be taking a look at Star versus the Forces of Evil Running with Scissors. Usually I don't do episode reviews like this, but considering how earth-shattering this particular episode was, I thought it would be a good thing to just talk about how I feel about it. The plot is as follows. Star lends Marco her magical scissors that can cut holes in dimension, and Marco goes power mad, making holes every which way. A magical being, which we actually saw earlier in the series, comes through a portal and says, hey, you've been abusing the scissors. These scissors aren't even yours. So, yeah, you're gonna have to basically blow out a flame on my head, and then I will give you back the scissors, and I'll put your name on them so they can be yours. As we find out later, Ponyhead actually stole these scissors and then gave them to Star. So yeah, they weren't even technically stars at that point. So big sort of thing there, but whatever. Ponyhead will be Ponyhead. Marco goes through and eventually is able to blow out the flame on the girl's head, but then she kind of goes OP cheating mode and just makes a bunch of shadow clones of herself, hello Naruto, and goes into various dimensional portals. Marco, going through these portals, says that he will get the scissors back even if it takes him his entire life, which that may actually happen. But the point being, he goes to the portals, he's tracking her down and all things. Star eventually realizes, oh, Marco done messed up, and I gotta go fix his problem. Okay. Then she goes to go and try to find the magical scissors and all that sort of stuff, only to find out that Marco is like 30 at this point because time is different in this dimension and whatever. But eventually, Marco actually does get the scissors back. Like, he has this cool pet dragon and an awesome sword. Because he's like 30, but time passes faster in that dimension or whatever, like I said. So he's really cool and like buffed out the wazoo. And eventually he gets the scissors and he proves himself worthy and all that sort of stuff. But here's the kicker. Then he goes back to his dimension with Star and reverts back to his old self, which you kind of figure they were going to do. And they kind of have this very heavy moment of, oh, my entire life for 16 or so years has just been kind of crashing down. Like, all of that has been made null and void. Like, they say he can go back and, like, visit his dragon pet and all this, but still, everything that happened just seems like a flash to Star. But to Marco, this was years of his life that he invested in this, and it's just, like, gone now. All of that is very heavy stuff, and it even goes where he's trying to and like open the computer and do some things, but then he's like, I don't even remember my password. Like, it gets kind of heavy there. But there is a couple of things I would like to point out that makes it even heavier. First off, he's been living in a magical world for quite a long time. I'm hoping they explore that later on. Like, maybe he'll know about certain things that Star doesn't know because he's been through all these different adventures and things that she has no idea about. Well, she knows they happened, but she doesn't know the specifics and all this. So I'll be interested to see if they're able to grow on this. I hope this isn't just like a one-off joke of, oh, Marco's like out of his own time now, ha ha ha. The next episode and like next episodes after, it's just like, nah, nothing changes or whatever. But then there's also a sort of, shall we say, creepy part about this. He's like a 20 or 30 something person in a 14-year-old's body because he's basically he's his mind is in his like 20s or 30s, but his body is now 14 because he regressed back in time. That just has a lot of creepy implications, especially considering the fact that eventually, probably he's going to end up with Star, and that's just kind of creepy. Like, you could write it off as just, oh, well, his mind went back to being 14 when he went to 14, and he retains his memory of the adventures, but his mind doesn't age or something. There's a lot of different ways you could try to justify it, but it still is really creepy. But now I want to hear from you guys. What did you think of this episode, and what did you think about this format of video? I may do a few of them every once in a while, just to talk about some shows, not in my full review form like I do for anime all the time, but just, a little vlog to get out my opinions and whatnot of the show. Until next time, I am the Anime Viewer 66. Thank you, and good night.